Oh, hi. Hi there, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Fireside Chat with Bill. I'm Bill. Nice to see everybody. For people who haven't been here before, this is a show that I get to answer the burning questions that you folks have. You can't necessarily look them up on Wikipedia. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to answer those questions. So we've got a great mailbag this week. A lot of questions have come in, and some of them are video questions. I love video questions. So our first question is from Megan in Ottawa, and I'm going to have you roll that for the folks, please.
Hey Bill, I've had some burning questions since your last video. And I think this is the most important of all of them. Do you think a hot dog is a sandwich?
Wow, that's a great question. Thanks for that one. I will say that to assess if a hot dog is a sandwich, you think of the little Glad sandwich bags that we have sandwiches in. Those are square sandwich bags. You're never sitting at the lunch table and someone pulls out an oblong-shaped sandwich bag to accommodate their hot dog sandwich. For that reason, a hot dog is not a sandwich. You heard it here first. Good. Our next question comes from Nolan in Toronto. Roll that one.
Well, hello, Billy. In a time of corona crisis, I loved the segment. I had a question of my own, and I'd love if you could provide an answer. When dogs get neutered, where do the balls go? And before they get neutered, do you think they're nervous? I'd love if you could give me some answers.
Wow. So that dog looked really scared, and you know, so am I actually. Nolan, it is a good question. I'm not really able to answer that for you. I'm going to suggest you take this one to your parents and ask them. And when you do, don't bring your dog with you, because that dog I don't think can take any trauma like that any longer, okay? But thank you for that, and look forward to hearing from you again with maybe a G-rated question next time, all right? Good. Our next question comes from Steve in Toronto, so we're going to roll this one for you.
Hey, Bill. I got some burning needs that need fulfilling as well. But right now, I got a question for you. Do you think Joe Exotic could really challenge Trump for the Republican nomination and then become president?
Okie dokie. Well, Steve happens to be Nolan's dad, so I'm guessing there's a few animal issues in that house right there. Okay, you know, I don't like to get into politics, but that's a fair question there, Steve. So, Joe Exotic or Donald Trump? Well, you know, I'm going to compare and contrast these guys, okay? You got one guy who's just crazy, living in a fantasy world, and he's got no concept of reality, okay? And then the other guy plays with tigers. So, I mean, how are you going to choose those two? There is no choice between those two, Steve. I would say the sheep that you happen to have in your video would make a better president than those two candidates you described. But thanks for that one. Okay, our next question is not a video question, okay? We're an equal opportunity show here. So we do take some write-ins, and I happen to like this one. So we're going to give some airtime to Carlos in Ottawa, who wrote in and said, Fireside Chat Bill, which is me, what is your favorite Price is Right pricing game? Now, I love Price is Right. Everyone loves Price is Right, whether it's Bob Barker or for you younger viewers, Drew Carey. I mean, it's the greatest show in the world. We all know that. So you asked me what my favorite pricing game is. Well, because you said pricing game, it can't be the Showcase Showdown, where if you bid within $100 of your showcase, you get to win both showcases. That can't be it, because it's not a real pricing game. It's probably not the spin the wheel game either, where if you spin it in one or two tries and you get to $1 in both attempts, one or both attempts, you win $10,000 and automatically move into the Showcase Showdown. So it's probably not that one either. So if I had to look at a real pricing game on Price is Right, you know what I really love? I really love that Klondike guy who's climbing the mountain, and he's like a dude with a pickaxe. And you know, the game is you're pricing out rice-a-roni and these kind of things. And if you miss by too wide a margin, Klondike dude goes right over the top with his pickaxe. That's my favorite game. That's no contest. I do love that game. Excellent. Well, thank you for that question. Okay, excellent. Our final question actually comes from Grayson in New Hampshire. And it's a writing question, but it comes with some graphics that kind of explains the question. So it's a bit of a tongue twister, so I'm going to read it for you here. Fireside Bill, would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? All right, I'm going to repeat that because it's a bit of a tricky one. Visualize this. I can fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses. So we're going to cut to the graphic. It gives a nice visualization. On one side, you see all these very mini ducks, or I should say mini horses, the sizes of ducks, 100 of them. And on the other side, you see the big mother of a duck, a horse-sized duck. And then in the middle, that's Fireside Bill. All to scale, so it just shows you what I could be up against here. You know, Grayson, no contest in this case. I am not taking on 100 of those little mini horses. I'm going to say to the big duck, hey, big duck, look at all those little horses over there. He's going to turn around, and I'm just going to hit him real hard. And I'm going to beat up that big duck. All right? So that was a very creative question, and I liked answering it. And that's how we end the show today, folks. It's been great having everybody. And I look forward to answering more burning questions that you may have until the next episode. So send them along. Video questions are obviously preferred, as that's how you saw many of the questions portrayed today. But if you can't do it, please send them in, and if they're good, they're on the show. Well, have a great week, everyone, and happy chatting. Okay, take care.